Hi everybody, happy 2021. So we thought we'd kick off this year with a bit of a quiz with some of our previous guests. We called in Lily Horseman, who runs Kindling Playwork and Training. We called in Jen and Narelle over in Australia, who run Birdwings Forest School. And we called John Cree, who runs a plethora of different things. Now, John unfortunately got the time slightly mixed up and he joined us halfway through because he was on Australian time. So I hope you enjoy and hope you have a fantastic 2021.
You're listening to the Forest School podcast with Lewis Ames and Gemma Southerden.
Are we doing your round now, Liz? Is that what's happening?
Let's.
Do we have to answer things? Is that happening?
I think so. For this one, wait. Has that come up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lovely. This round is mushrooms or mohawk. It's either the name of a mushroom or an incredibly horrendous punk band. Euro Slimy Lacterus.
Euro Slimy Lacterus.
You're a slimy lacterus.
Okay, I'm changing my answer now.
Okay, I've got an answer.
Thanks.
Oh, we meant to write things down?
Yeah, okay. Well, just go. Who reckons that is a mushroom?
I'm
No.
saying mushroom.
Mohawk.
Mohawk. That is a mushroom.
Yeah, see, I was going Lactarius is a milk cap, isn't it?
Ah,
I think.
that's where you
Yeah.
actually have some knowledge and it's useful.
I
Okay, come on, I'm getting into it now.
know a lot about punk bands, if that helps.
Okay. Next one. Brutal Sphincter.
Brutal sphincter.
Brutal Sphincter. Is Brutal Sphincter a mushroom or a punk band?
Okay, I've got my guess ready.
Two. Go on, Lily.
I also like that the autocorrect put in Bruce Lee sphincter, which is a whole nother level of thing. I'm going to say punk band for that one.
Me too.
Yeah.
Punk band. That is a punk band.
Yeah.
Fanny Bloom.
Fanny Bloom.
Is Fanny Bloom a punk band or a colloquial name for a mushroom?
Oh, I really hope it's a mushroom.
Yeah, see,
Colloquial name for a mushroom.
You
I
know
don't-
mushroom.
We're going mushroom. Yeah.
yeah,
because I
don't
want it
even
to be.
think- I don't think a punk band would call themselves that, right?
Unless it's like an all-girl, very, very
Oh.
cool, like wearing kind of vintage knitted items, but
Oh,
playing
yeah.
really hardcore shredding, like
Yeah. With
death
a
metal.
with a sousaphone as the bass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They would be called Fanny Bloom.
yeah, they would. Yeah, it's definitely a mushroom.
Unfortunately, you're all wrong. Fanny Bloom is a band.
Oh
that
my
you
God.
should look up.
No,
We are definitely going to research Fanny Bloom.
we need to get
I'm-
on. We need to get on YouTube and see if they have got a sousaphone and knitted cardigans.
If they
Maybe-
do, I will put a clip of it in the podcast right here.
Et si ça déraille, devrais-je tout laisser tomber? Je vais aux funérailles de mes sentiments étrangers. Et je sens que ça nous dévore. comme
Okay. Dirty Trike Complex.
Oh, punk. It's got to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Mushroom.
Just for- It is a mushroom. The Dirty Trike.
Oh,
No.
Some of these are kind of, I want them to be bands.
Some of these, I'm going to form a band because I need that.
Sheathed Court.
oh, mushroom.
Yeah, mushroom. I'm going mushroom.
Mushroom.
Mushroom
Mushroom.
for Sheathed Court. Yeah, that one's a mushroom.
Mm.
But I've looked up Fanny Bloom and she doesn't look like she's very punk.
No.
No. She has blonde hair and she's Canadian. She's quite attractive.
Throwing
And
the whole quiz into doubt here. I love it.
and she does not look very punk at all.
Has she got a cardigan?
But she is a singer.
Well, I will say I got these from a listicle online called like horrendous band names, and some of them were just all the worst words that you could think of. There's no way you would think it was a mushroom. Freckle Guild Gym. Is Freckle Guild Gym a mushroom or a punk band?
Mushroom.
Mushroom.
Yeah, it can't be punks, can it?
No, it is a mushroom.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. Fetid Russula.
Oh, mushroom.
Yeah.
Mushroom.
I just liked it is a mushroom. I just like the word fetid. I don't think fetid is used enough day to day.
Fetid's a lovely word, isn't it?
Ew.
It means stinking, so it's all good.
Yeah. Rigid leather bracket. Is
Mushroom.
Rigid leather bracket a punk band or a mushroom?
Mushroom.
Mushroom. But it would be a very good band name.
Again, this is one that needs forming, isn't it?
Yeah, it does, because it is a mushroom.
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize. They've been rude up to now, but the next one is none fuckers. Is none fuckers a mushroom or a punk band?
I really hope it's a mushroom because I quite like collecting words for wildlife.
Don't you wish you
Oh,
could
really?
have a little group of learners found it? Hey, Lily, what's
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Well, children, it'd be like the time that I was with a group of teenage boys and a bird flew up out of the woods and it was a woodcock. And that was it. That was like the end of the session because everybody was just going, woodcock, for the rest of the day. It was brilliant. But yeah, nunfuckers would just, lift that right out of the park.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I guess-
Mushroom or punk band?
Punk band.
Punk. Yeah. Punk.
It is a punk band. Okay, this is the last one, and I think it's the trickiest one. Penis flytrap.
Oh. Oh my god! I know. Yeah. Okay. First of all, I was like, "That's definitely."
This is where we find out Gemma's in Penis Flytrap. She's a founding member.
But that's a clever name, isn't it? And I thought, oh, that's got to be a band because it's a pun on Venus flytrap. But that should be, if it isn't, a colloquial name for a stinkhorn because it looks like a penis and it's a flytrap. So I'm going to go with that.
So you go mushroom.
Yeah.
And the not botanical, but the scientific name for a stinkhorn is all about penises as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Phallus impudica, I think it might be.
It's phallus something.
Yeah, I'm going to go punk band based on that.
Gemma,
I think I agree with Gemma. Yep.
Penis Flytrap is a punk band. I haven't looked them up on Spotify.
Amazing.
But again, if I can find them, I will put a clip right here.
Yes. I don't know if I want to hear it because if you're going to go that hard in your name, it's not going to be fun music, is it?
I was, again, trying to imagine what that band is. That could be an all-girl punk band.
Oh yeah, yeah, could be.
It's not going to be, is it?
Don't. That was it. Nobody kept score. I enjoyed saying incredibly rude words to people.
Yay.
I'm done.
Yeah, I forgot to keep score. We got some, we lost some.
It's fine. We all know. But the thing is now, I hope that it just sticks in our memory. And next time you see a mushroom you don't know, that nunfuckers will come into your head. And it just...
I refuse to accept that a stinkhorn is not called a penis flytrap. I'm just going to start calling it that.
Yeah, I think you should. Especially if there's one that's like starting to go a bit slimy and has got flies on it.
The ones that the kids think you're mental because you smell it before you see it. And so you just stop like Scooby-Doo halfway on the path and go, there's something here.
Stinkhorn.
So do you see them regularly?
Stinkhorns.
Yeah.
I've got quite...
Yeah.
Do you have them in Australia?
We do, but we don't see them very often.
Oh, I do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, in my front garden all the time.
Yeah.
God, full of penis flytraps.
Yes, I will have a new relationship with that mushroom now.
Because in our fungi book, it says that they're extremely toxic, like fatally toxic.
I think I'm right in saying
that
that
just-
they're also Chinese medicine. I could be
Yeah.
wrong. I nearly put in penis flytrap into Google. That's not what they're called.
So this is the problem, isn't it, with like putting misinformation in your own head because it's funny, is you
Yeah.
end up just with a load of rubbish that you're having to try and sift through to get to the useful information.
Yeah, I often start a little anecdote and then get halfway through and then go, oh, hang on. Was that true? Or was this just a joke someone told me? I'm relaying it to like a whole bunch of people. Oh, hang on. No.
Yes, I think you'll find the scientific. No, it's not. No, it really isn't.
They
Who wants to
are
go next?
edible.
Oh, go on.
They
Yeah,
are
stick on.
edible. And because I just remembered that I have seen somebody on, I can't remember what social media it was now, but they ate the egg like a boiled egg.
Oh, yeah.
my-
Oh, rancid.
Do you
Yeah.
think
They
you
come
would
up,
if it
don't
was-
they come up with like a little all encapsulated. They call them witches' eggs. Is that right? When they come
I
up and
think
they're
so.
just like a little condensed ball of fungi.
Yeah.
Surrounded by jelly.
Yeah,
Gross.
nice. So this round is a bit distressing for me because I have a really strong allergy to all fungi.
Really?
Yeah, shuts my brain down. Even if button mushrooms from the supermarket, anything like that.
Are you one of the people that can't eat corn?
I can eat corn,
Corn.
weirdly.
Oh.
I know, right?
I've got a theory that because corn is just a big fungi, that somewhere in a factory there's just the enormous corn queen who is like this blob thing, and they cut bits off and package it up, and then it just grows more.
Yeah.
Do you have
corn mother?
Corn is like a meat replacement here. Do you have that?
Yeah, I just had to explain to Jen. We do have it, but
Pretty sure corn is not a fungi.
I remember when I was in the UK, it was everywhere, and here it's not as popular.
Right.
Applications for Forest School training are now open at childrenoftheforest.com. Check out the podcast links for more details.
Yep.
Okay, who's got a quiz?
We've got a quiz for you.
Yeah. Oh, someone's brought me another cup of coffee. Thank you.
Is it is it drop bears? Is it drop bears?
No drop bears.
No.
No drop bears.
Danger noodles.
No.
Start off with
There may be
yours.
some danger noodles.
Especially the toilet paper one. Bush skills.
Bush skills. So, in the case of repeat coronavirus-induced toilet paper shortage, which Australian plants would be the best to use when your last roll is gone? Would it be the eucalyptus leaves, the bottle brush, or the gimpy tree?
What was the first one again?
Eucalyptus leaves, the bottle brush, or the gimpy.
See, eucalyptus is a bit shiny. Surely it would be like.
Well, I was thinking we've got eucalyptus in our woods, and just the shape of the leaf, I feel like it's quite hooked. Like it's quite a specific tool. A eucalyptus leaf.
Roll it off.
There's that cheap toilet paper, isn't there? That Isle toilet paper that we had when in my childhood. That really shiny toilet paper.
Oh.
That eucalyptus for me is right up there with that one.
Yeah, like tracing paper.
I'm
Oh,
going to
the
go
gimpy.
I'm going with gimpy. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah.
I'm going to go bottle brush.
All day.
But the face that Narelle's just made makes me think I've made an awful mistake.
You would end up in hospital
Oh no!
for a long time, in pain for months.
Yeah, the gimpy tree is a plant we come across in our forest sometimes. It's in the rainforest. It's a protector species, so it's on the edge of the rainforest, and it has spikes in the leaves that are like
Fine little hairs even.
fine hair, like fiberglass. So if you accidentally pick up the leaf that has fallen onto the path where you are treading and use it as toilet paper, which people have done,
Even the flowers.
yeah,
Every part of the tree.
you get the spikes in your arm and you can't get them out, and no medicine and no stingos, nothing will help you. You
Why
are
do people
in.
live on your island?
Intense agony. But
Wow.
potoroos and a lot of native animals eat this plant.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not the gimpy.
Yeah.
So,
So
can you see
The bottle
spike-
brush seemed very I don't know. I can only really do it through the medium of mime. What I had in my mind when you think of bottle brush. So that doesn't work well on a podcast, does it?
I think everyone has the same visual image. It's fine.
Eucalyptus leaves would be the best bet. They are quite thin, so you'd need a bunch of them. And you'd have to be careful that they didn't slip through your fingers. Just grab a bunch of them and use that. And the bottle brush, the leaves are even thinner, so that wouldn't work.
Beautiful. Hey, so I actually use toilet paper metaphors as one of my ways to help people learn UK tree species. So when you feel the texture of them, it's really hard. Like sometimes that's a really good way to differentiate ones that look quite similar, like, I don't know, like an elm and a hazel and a beech and a hornbeam. Texture can be really useful to help remember those. And I always use toilet paper as a, you know, like, is it thick and lush or is it shiny or things like that. And so I like that we're talking toilet paper and tree leaves because it's one of my many hobbies.
Oh, there you go. Feel free to use that question in your.
Also, I know not to use a gimpy leaf. This is good.
Yeah.
It's helpful.
Yeah. Also known as the gimpy stinging tree.
Oh, see, that gives it away,
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find our other questions.
One of the other questions is, yeah, I will. Where am I? Which is the oldest tree species in the world?
I think I know this.
Most ancient.
Most ancient.
As a
It
species.
was one tree was discovered in the last 10 years in Australia, and it belongs to a family that other trees belong to, but this was a brand new species, and the records, they have discovered a fossil of the tree that is 90 million years old.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So,
And now they sell them as potted Christmas trees.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard of this tree?
Well, I was going to say some sort of pine, just because
I
there's
was
really
gonna go
old
conifer.
pines, like the Welwitcher pine and all those sort of things are really old, but I don't know. Then you said Christmas tree, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes. Yeah,
I've
it
got
is a
no
pine.
idea.
It is the Wallamai pine. And
Wallamai?
Wallamai pine.
Wallamai pine.
Oh, my pine.
Found only 10 years ago by a bushwalker in the Blue Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Took a little sample back to have it identified because it looked like an odd, well, like a pine they'd never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And it only grows there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In the section of the Wallamai National Park.
Yeah. And with the bushfires last year, 1 year ago, you know, over Christmas a year ago, the Australian bushfires reached that area, and a Secret Service people went there to protect the tree because the original tree is still growing there, and that's where they collected the seeds.
Oh, I think it's about 1,000 years old.
Yeah, about 1,000 years old. They collected the seeds and grew it, and so it has to be preserved. So a task force was sent to protect the tree, and it did survive.
So presumably, because it's a conifer, it's not like coppiceable. Because the only oldest I'm aware of, the oldest trees that we have are the ones that have been coppiced and looked after, and they're kind of the same tree that's grown over and over again.
Yeah,
a
this
lot of
is
ours are, what is it? Is it what's the one that grows in churches?
Yew trees.
Yews.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the genus is Araucaria. So that's the we have a bunya pine, hoop pine, Norfolk Island pine, the Wallamai pine. All the family is the Araucaria family. I think there are some overseas that belong to the same family. I'm not sure what family the yew is from.
Yeah,
It may be the same.
Bacata-taxus, I think. Is that right? Is that something like that?
Or
is that a drink? I can't remember now.
No, you're right.
Is that stuff that know if it makes cones like the bunyip does?
I think it does, but it's much smaller. Like the hoop pine has a really tiny one. Here's another interesting bit of trivia then. The bunyip pine has a pine cone that is this big.
Oh.
Wow.
That doesn't translate well in a
You couldn't even fit on the screen with your both hands. It's so big.
The size of a head.
So
The size of a head.
It's as big as your head.
two or three heads worth.
Oh
So
my
up
gosh.
to 5 to 8 kilos. And they
Whoa.
grow at the top of
Jeez.
the tree and fall all the way to the bottom.
Oh, brilliant.
And
Another
they'd be-
death trap.
Exactly.
And the campsite I was at recently was full of bunyip pines, actually. It was
They're delicious.
an interesting place to camp.
Wow.
Well, you can eat the pine cones.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Is it
inside
pine
them,
nuts?
it looks like pine nut,
Mm.
but it tastes more like a potato or a chestnut.
Wow.
Imagine
They're
getting that in
delicious.
your Quality Street. The big purple one's got a big pine nut in it. It's one.
It tastes like a potato.
It's like this. The chocolate on the outside makes it as big as a football in one big Quality Street wrapper.
We tried covering them in chocolate.
No.
All right. So, which of these Australian animals are not venomous?
Oh.
There's the
It's a trick round.
None of them.
not venomous. Is it the eastern brown snake, the cone snail, the platypus, a huntsman spider, or a native bee?
I think this might be a trick question on like venomous or poisonous.
Yeah, I was just, that was the exact same pause was venomous. What was
No,
that one, sorry?
No? Okay.
Definitely venomous, not poisonous.
So a platypus
I'm
is,
quite
because
pedantic about that.
it's got spurs, hasn't it, a platypus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
I'm trying to think how a snail would get you.
Oh, they
Although
come at you.
Maybe snails in Australia means a different thing. Maybe it's like 9 foot tall and it's got fangs and.
Yeah.
So
I reckon it's
this
got
is
like acidic slime.
Oh.
the cone snail. It's a sea snail.
Oh, yeah,
Ah.
there you go. That would definitely kill you then, if it's in the sea.
So
I'm gonna go for the bee.
not
I'm gonna
the
go
cone
for bee.
I'm going to go for snake.
There's actually two. There's
I'm going to go
two
snail
here that
then.
aren't
I'm going to go snail against my better instinct.
That's it. Okay. It's the huntsman spider.
Oh,
and
they're the really big ones,
yeah.
about this big. And she is displaying 2 hands worth.
Yeah, so big you can't
And
fit it on the screen again.
And the bee.
And the native bee is the other one. Bees in
Oh.
Australia are stingless. They have no
Wow.
venom in them at all.
Wow. But
Yeah.
spiders, like, do huntsmen do something bad? People are terrified of them, right? No, not like Australian
Because they're
people. I mean, like,
They're
pardon?
big and hairy.
Are they
They're
the
big and
ones that
hairy.
they cause car accidents because they drop down out
Yeah.
of things like sun visors? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've driven many times with a very big spider dancing across my dashboard.
I have stopped at traffic lights because I've just noticed the spider, got out of the car and done the spider dance.
Yes. Growing up in Queensland, you're bound to have one in your shower with you. So they're in your house. They look after the cockroaches for you. And they don't bite
Amazing.
you. Yeah.
They sound
know that.
lovely.
Doesn't mean we like them.
No.
And so, which of these feral animals were introduced to Australia from Europe? Is
Uh-huh.
it the deer, the honeybee, the camel, the hare, the red fox, or the water buffalo? And there may be more than one.
Oh my gosh. Can you read them again?
Yes, deer, honeybee, camel, hare, red fox, and water buffalo.
The only thing I know is that there's like millions of camels in the middle of Australia.
Yeah.
And isn't there a
And I
thing
think
where
they're
like
introduced.
I think they might be introduced because I feel like I've heard somewhere that like
But
all
from
the
Europe?
camel.
They're all introduced. Which ones came from Europe?
Yeah, see, that was what I was thinking. Camel doesn't
Yeah.
come from Europe. And I was thinking, is this a trick question that they're all introduced?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that specific one was though. Maybe like it was, you know.
Oh, it went via Bognor Regis on
Yeah.
the south coast. From,
Yeah.
Yeah.
from-
It was a
camel
circus
came-
camel.
It came to Britain, it committed a crime, and so was sentenced to life in Australia. And thus,
So from Europe, well, so we have red foxes, we have hares, we have...
Why would you introduce the red fox to Australia? Unless, I know the rabbit was introduced, wasn't it? And then it caused massive damage. So maybe they then introduced the fox to try and catch the rabbit.
Oh, yeah, like the old lady that swallowed a fly.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
introduced a camel to catch the red fox. And then
Exactly.
yeah.
I can't see, I don't think there's anywhere in Europe that has water buffalo, so I can't see it being...
Oh, yeah.
No.
I think.
Should we go
Deer, honeybee,
camel and water buffalo then? Is that what we're
I like
going?
the idea of someone bringing a honeybee though all the way from Europe. I'm imagining like 1800s in a little box, some guy on a ship coming across with his favourite bee.
I fancy some honey. Yeah.
Well, they did. They did that. They brought hives out, and the deer, the red fox, and the hares came for the pleasure of hunting.
Yes.
For the class, and have since caused havoc ever since. And the bee came for a honey supply, but the problem with that now is it competes with our native bees for pollinating plants, and they'll move into old hollows in trees, which other birds need and other native bees as well. But yeah, the camel and the water buffalo came from, well, the camel, I don't know where they came from.
Middle East.
In India, I think.
I think
the Middle
Saudi
East.
And the water
Arabia,
buffalo,
wasn't it? I think it came from, for some reason I've got Saudi Arabia in my head, or maybe that's because it's where they do the camel racing in Saudi Arabia, and that's kind of quite exciting.
I've ridden on a camel once
So
on
they've
my
really
honeymoon
changed.
when we went to Egypt, and all I can tell you is that this will tell you how exciting my honeymoon was, because they give you this like rock hard leather saddle thing to sit on, and it's got, I don't know what you call it, they're like posts at the front and the back. And so my wife was sat in front of me and I was sat on the back of the saddle. And at one point in my honeymoon, I had to turn around and ask my wife if my arse was scabby, because the back post had rubbed on my tailbone to the point where I just got this like friction scab. But you know, it was a lovely honeymoon.
Scabby arse. Lovely.
My camel story.
It's a very nice camel story, thanks.
We've got deer here.
Yeah.
I often, driving into where we work, I've had to stop a couple of times because the deer run across the road. So they started out as a deer farm that was locally, and I think they went bust and just set them free in the national park. So they are now feral in there. And they come into local areas to feed. We see them running across the road and jumping into other paddocks.
Yep.
We don't learn, do we?
No. And there, before, when you were talking about, did they introduce the fox to catch the rabbit? They've done something else with something that was introduced. They introduced the cane toad.
Yeah.
To eat the cane beetle that was eating the sugar cane.
Which was a great idea.
Oh my gosh.
That did not go well, did it?
Cane toads everywhere. And Queenslanders are locally known as cane toads, aren't they? For that reason.
And they're not a pleasant little creature.
No. Speaking of highly toxic, poisonous ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have one more question, I think, about trees again.
Yeah.
And it is, which is the tallest tree in the world?
Okay.
Isn't this there's a like secret redwood, isn't there, that they won't tell anyone where it is? It's in one of the national parks in America, and they give like a rough, it's like it's in this 100 acres or something, but they won't tell anyone where it is in case they go find it and do something to it.
I think it's a gum tree. I think it's a type of eucalyptus, and I think it's in Western Australia. That's my guess, but I don't know what type it's called. That's my guess.
And what does Lily think?
Well, now I was listening to a podcast about trees yesterday called the Ologies podcast, and it was dendronology or whatever that is. And they talked about it, and I wasn't concentrating clearly because I had no idea. But I think all of your other questions have had an Australian slant so far. So I'm going to go with Jem on this one. So
yes.
What did you say? Some sort of gum tree, did you say?
Yes, so it's called a Eucalyptus regnans. And a few years ago, when David Attenborough did his series, The Life of Plants, he came to a town just outside of Melbourne called Bright, where there's a mountain, and they're known locally as mountain ash. So they are the tallest tree in the world, and he filmed them there. But you are also right, Lewis, the sequoia or redwood is very, very tall as well and has a wider girth, but is not as tall as the Eucalyptus regnans.
The biggest tree, not the tallest tree.
Yeah, it is the biggest tree. It's very, very wide, and he's right about one being in a secret location in one of the national parks.
Apparently there's a few secret ones. This is what they were saying on that podcast, was there's a few secret ones, and there's one that they promote and send everybody to, and then there's a few that they don't. But they were also saying on there, you were saying about that oldest tree, they were saying that some guy was taking core samples, and his core sampling tools got stuck in this tree. So he chopped the tree down to get his core sampling tools back, because they're quite expensive tools. And it turned out it was a 6,000-year-old tree that he chopped out to get his tools back.
Oh my God.
So there you go. Moral of that story, I don't know.
Just leave them alone. Just leave the trees alone.
Stop messing.
Who cares? Who cares how old they are, really?
Yeah. Humans, stop messing about is the moral of that story, like many others, isn't it?
Yeah. Loved it.
I think
Loved that
John has messaged us. He is on Aussie time. It's not too late.
No, it's the UK.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think oh no, where are you gone? Where is everyone? Here.
Found you.
Yay. Are we back?
Is John trying to get in then?
I can't see John on the thing, but then, you know, as is to be expected, it's hard to join a Zoom meeting with your eyes covered in gaffer tape.
So that's it for our questions. Well done. You got none
Loved
right.
it.
Like that. Good. Yeah. We're not keeping a score, are we? It's just very freestyle.
At the end, I think we'll do a caliber of like, how humiliated do we feel about our nature knowledge, and we'll see who's been knocked down the most pegs, and that'll be the
Support the podcast today by becoming a Patreon member at childrenoftheforest.com. Check out the podcast links for more details.
Right, Lily, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I can do. See, my quiz round is a cross section of all the things that I like. It's nature knowledge, obviously, that's in there. Puerile sense of humour, because clearly working with children, you stop at about 9 years old in terms of your sophistication and humour, and a spreadsheet. Those are the three things that intersect to bring you my round. And I found a spreadsheet online embedded into an article called "Does It Fart?" So that is the title of this, based on a spreadsheet that I found online. So there you go. This is nature knowledge. Does it fart?
And John's joined at the perfect time.
Brilliant. Hiya, John. How you doing? Gonna put your microphone on as well, John. Let's hear you. Hello. You're right. So, should we go for it?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right. Okay. So, I've got 5 questions. Does it fart? The first one, the rabbit. Does it fart?
Yes. I don't think
Yes.
they do. Because don't they eat their own feces? I feel like they're going to recycle so heavily that there'd be nothing left to fart out. I feel like rabbit.
I think their digestive system is so quick that it just all shoots out. No time for building up gases. I don't reckon they fart.
Also, it would give them away. Can you imagine a fox sneaking up?
I'll never forget my daughter smelling a rabbit's bottom and saying, "It doesn't smell bad."
It doesn't smell. Oh, there you go. Proof.
I think there's some.
So, what are we saying? Does it fart?
No, it doesn't fart.
A no from you, a yes from you, Jen and Narelle.
No from me.
Yeah.
Oh God. How do I vote? Hold on, raise a hand. No.
Use your fingers, John.
It's fine, John. People are
Use
going
a
to
wave.
listen.
No technology.
Listen,
Yeah.
that's true. Mine's a no.
No from John. Well, the answer is a rabbit does fart,
Ah.
and if they didn't, they would die. Gas is a problem for rabbits.
Ooh.
If they didn't fart, I suppose all of us. If we didn't
Sometimes
fart,
I've had that feeling. I was going to
yeah,
say.
right.
What have you
You
exploded?
are vegan, so technically same diet, right?
There's a lot of cruciferous stuff going on.
I'm just,
Same diet, same problems. So yes, rabbits fart.
I'm just imagining Lewis
Aha.
exploding. I'm just, yeah.
Right then, are you ready for your next one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so this one is there's a lovely colloquial saying in the UK about getting up at sparrow fart, which means really early in the morning. Well, the question is, do sparrows fart?
Ooh.
Are they all about farting, really?
They are all about farting, John. They are all about farting.
Is that your topic?
It's important to be dignified.
I don't think they've got so something like a wagtail. I can imagine lifting a nice big wagtail because they've
let
got
fart
very
out.
long. I think that's how wagtails propel themselves along.
That's how they move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
and if you listen very
So I was about to say, Narelle keeps birds, lots of different types of birds. So I'm sitting next to an expert here. And I don't
I
think
I
birds
don't
fart.
think birds fart either.
Let's ask one.
Oh, we're going to get a bird live on the call, and we'll see if it farts.
They are very squitty, aren't they, birds? Extremely squitty.
Squidgy.
Squitty.
Squitty.
What are you doing to birds, John?
And they do. If you hop, hop, squit, hop, 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 squit. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's a
we've got a
bird coming.
bird live now. Oh,
Oh
hello,
my
some
gosh.
little chicks.
Oh,
Fart? Do you
Do
fart?
you fart?
Show us.
Norella's holding.
So
two
for
little
those who can't see, Narelle is holding up 2 baby twins.
I like that you're pointing their rear ends at us, just so we can like really.
I
fully
can't hear
appreciate whether or
anything.
not it's farting.
I can't smell anything. So no.
I'm gonna say I don't think any birds fart
No.
Okay, we're going no on that one.
because
Okay,
their
no.
bones are so light. If they farted, I think they'd move.
They take off unexpectedly when they
Blow
didn't mean to.
So you're right. Birds don't fart. They could, but they don't need to.
They
Apparently. They don't have the bacteria in their guts that mean that they need to fart. And actually, if you see an air build up, if people are scanning them and they see air building up in a bird, it's a bad sign. But they could. I mean, they've got all the hardware for it. They just don't need to. Isn't that good?
What
Yeah,
about
yeah.
like scavenger birds? Like
That would be more of a burp.
Yeah, they can
Chickens
burp. Yeah. Yeah, and in fact, they regurgitate a lot through their mouths. Well, owls and robins. I've seen robins throwing up little pebbles and bits and bobs of tough stuff that they can't digest. So yeah, it all comes out their mouth. There you go. Okay, you ready for your next one?
Yeah.
Okay, does it fart? Snails.
Oh, amazing.
land snails, sea snails, all snails.
I'm gonna say land snails because I don't know much about.
So
sea
not
snails.
cone snails.
Not cone snails. Venomous farts from a cone snail. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
So all I'm thinking is when snails mate or slugs mate, they get bubbly, don't they?
Well,
Yeah, that's
also
what I-
sometimes,
They do.
yeah, when you hold them and they're like distressed, they make bubbles out
They
their
do make bubbles.
butts. So I think yes.
You think it's nervous farting?
Yeah.
Is that a definition of a
Bubble
fart?
A bubble.
Well, a bubble, yeah, because you can blow bubbles out of your mouth. Is that a mouth fart?
Yeah, there you go. You see, John's getting into the deeper level of does it fart? It's not just about expelling air, people.
I'm going to say yes. I think snails do fart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
Oh, we're divided. I want to say
Controversial.
yes.
They've got the same kind of digestive system required for
Same as a rabbit, though.
making gas.
And-
The bubbles for?
Yeah.
I
don't
know.
You can't explain it.
But I'm
What are you going for,
I'm
John?
sitting on the fence on this one. It's just-
Dangerous, yeah. Like it.
I just-
What about you, Jen? Where are you at?
I think yes, they do.
The answer is no. Snails do not fart. They do secrete bubbles, especially as a stress response, or if there's something that like acid or too alkaline. That is but that's mucus, not. So yeah, it's more like mouth bubbles, like you said, John.
So when they're nervous, they're going.
Yeah.
like a
Like
horse.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Snails don't fart. Okay, your next one is the frog. Does it fart? The frog.
A frog. A frog is a big old family of animals.
Yeah.
They're doing so much with their mouth.
Yeah.
They're so active with their mouth.
I think it's going to be a trick question. I think they're going to technically they fart out the frog spawn or something. Like that's why it's in jelly bubbles. Each one
balls of fart.
A protective fart around the young.
Raising your child in a ball of fart, that would be terrible. That's just, no, that's wrong.
I know that frogs can do enormous poos, like it's almost as big as themselves, the frogs in our backyard do. I've never heard of frog fart.
Everything's big in Australia.
What a weird flex. Frog poo. What a weird
Oh, frogs do the biggest poos. No, frogs do the biggest poos.
That's actually in the Brexit legislation is UK frog poos. And,
yeah, it is. There's a whole section. What are we saying then? Frogs, do they fart?
Yes.
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 Yeah, everybody think yes? You're right, they do. They actually can't hold their farts in, so it's like a weak, constant fart that you can't hear.
Love it.
So,
like constant expelling of like the whole time.
I wonder if that's a form of language in the frog world.
What, expelling farts?
I wonder
Probably.
whether that's their way of really,
Can they tense or could they change the pitch?
Okay, I've read one spreadsheet and read quite a few articles once you go down the does it fart rabbit hole of information. Don't know exactly, never studied a frog's.
Just when you said like a low constant, when can they embouchure is what I'm asking.
Well, no, they can't. That's the whole point. Is weak. They can't keep it in. So it's yeah, they've no control.
Amazing.
There you go. Next time I see a frog,
too busy
I'm just going to
croaking
shout at it.
Say again.
They're too busy croaking to hold their fart.
Exactly. Okay, so frogs, they can fart, they can't really stop. Okay, and then the last one, does it fart? The woodlouse.
Does it work?
Woodlouse,
No.
does it fart?
I don't vertebrates.
You have a woodlouse tattoo, don't you, Lily?
I do have a woodlouse tattoo. It doesn't fart.
How did you react to the idea that they fart?
Yeah, woodlouse.
A woodlouse.
So yeah,
Are they the same as a slater?
Yeah, Slater. Yeah. In fact, woodlice have got so many names. There's sort of woodlouse,
Chiggy
Slater, chuggy pigs, grat for gravy,
Pillbugs.
cheesy peas, no cheese bugs, roll logs, all sorts of names. Yeah. So yeah, the woodlouse, does it fart?
Roly
polies. Yeah. Yeah.
I think they
Do you
must
reckon?
fart.
No, I say no.
You're gonna say no.
Yes.
I think they do.
No.
I think they do.
I'm saying yes.
Yeah.
Lewis is saying, what are you saying, Lewis?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
imagine the contribution to the methane gas in all insects.
Yeah. No.
There's a lot of insects in the world. Do they
Yeah.
fart?
Well, they
No.
do fart, but they don't fart methane. They fart ammonia. How cool is that?
Oh.
Yeah.
So if someone faints, you can revive them with some woodlouse under the nose. Like a smelling salt.
I guess. I mean, I've not ever come across that as a specific use for a woodlouse, but why not?
You'd
Why
need
not?
hundreds though, wouldn't you? I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, possibly.
Well, if,
But they
if
often
hundreds
stick
of
together.
woodlouse don't revive you.
How cool is that though? They fart ammonia. I think that's my new favourite fact of the this year. I'm going to say for 2021. That's it. I've peaked.
So their farts smell like we.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
We farts.
We fart.
Well, there's a new name.
Well, there is a new name, but that, I mean, like with birds, they do wee poos, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a mixed,
Yeah.
it's not separated. It's wee poos. So maybe they smell like. Oh no, that's not fart. They don't fart though, do they? No birds fart. We've established that.
Really?
So there you go.
I can't imagine that. Sorry, go. I know we've moved on from birds, but like I was thinking about scavenger birds, like pigeons here, and in Queensland, do you have the eye birds? They're just like
Ibis.
ibis.
Oh yeah, bin chickens.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
any bird that eats McDonald's regularly, I can't believe they don't fart.
Well, so my research tells me there's a book that I haven't yet bought, but I feel it in my future, called Does It Fart, obviously. And there's this guy called, now, is from the University of Alabama, I think he was. Nicholas Caruso. So he is the expert, this guy called Nicholas Caruso, on does it fart or not. I think you need to stalk him on Twitter or something and ask him about scavenger birds. But sparrows, definitely not.
Well, there we go. We'll have to dig him
There
out.
you
That could be a whole podcast episode.
Yeah, yeah. I think you need to get that book. I think you need to like do a book review of it. I'd like to hear that. Thanks. Brilliant.
Thank
you very much.
You're on. Hey.
The points all round to everybody.
Woo!
Shall I do my round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I slightly lost my mind whilst writing these questions. That's just a little forewarning. The quiz round is called Flycles. Flycles is a new word, which means flora and fauna haiku riddles. Together, the word is Flycles.
Do you remember earlier Gemma said the caffeine is going to hit me at a certain point?
Was that the foreshadowing?
Yes, it's happened. I'm going to read you 5 Flycles, which are haiku riddles about flora and fauna, and you are going to have to identify the animal or plant being described in each haiku.
Holy moly! Okay.
Got it? Now, I came across some problems here because obviously some things are UK specific, some things are Australia specific. So I had to kind of try and find out what was common to both places. Or in some cases, there are examples of flora or fauna which are specific to the UK. There's one UK and there's one just Australia. And also quite a few of these things have been covered earlier in the podcast through just discussion about things. So, are you ready? Number 1, I'm a tiny one, make someone else make a bump. Can you spy my hole? Again, I'm a tiny one, make someone else make a bump. Can you spy my hole? Any ideas what creature is being described there? And it is something that is common to the UK and Australia.
And I'm just wondering, does it fart?
Make someone else make a bump. Can you spy my hole?
Is it flora and fauna, yeah?
This one is a creature. It's not a plant.
Okay, good.
Spy my
make a bump.
Make someone else make a bump. That's the biggest clue.
When we were talking about spiders making people crash, and there's some spiders that live in like little tunnel webs, isn't there? Is it that?
No. You could also say lump.
Is it
make someone else make a... Is it what?
I'm thinking mole.
Ooh. Yeah, a squirrel. But we don't have squirrels. A squirrel.
It's not a squirrel, no.
I think it might be a slug or a snail, and the hole might be that ear thing on the side of their head.
No, unfortunately, you're wrong. It is a gall wasp, of course, obviously. I'm a tiny one. Make someone else make a bump. Can you spy my hole?
Oh, what was the first line?
Look at her proud little face. Look at
I'm
her
a tiny one.
little face.
Okay, number 2.
Good one.
I don't think you have this in Australia, but I've got an Australian one in a minute, which is easy. But this one is an example of flora, and it starts like this. Can you ID this? No, ectomycorrhiza. Die. Why won't you die?
Hang on, and now are we trying to guess which punk band this is the lyrics from?
Regardless of what happens, Gemma, we need to write these in our toilet walls, like inside.
I've been feeling a little bit claustrophobic. I'm going slightly mental. I lost my mind. Okay, I'll say that again. Can you ID this? You have to do it in that kind of voice.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
Can you ID this? No, ectomycorrhiza. Oh, die. Why won't you die?
Is it a lichen?
No, it's a tree.
ecto.
It's a type
I
of
was just
tree.
thinking lichen can be used as a dye, and I wondered if it was a play on words or a pun.
No.
Oh, I
It's
wonder
not
if
that
it's something
clever.
that's coppiceable, so that it's something that we keep trying to coppice. Like, I quite often walk around cursing sycamore. Is it sycamore?
Yay!
Oh, sycamore. No, hang on, it's not a pun, is it? I was going to say, is it like
There's no
sick?
pun.
No.
No.
What
No.
puns? Okay.
Because it
all right.
coppices, because
No.
it won't die. You just can't
No.
get
It
rid
won't
of it.
die. You wish it would die, and it's got no ectomycorrhiza, so it can just get in the bin. And it's one of those things that is like, can you ID this?
No, explain that middle ectomycorrhiza. Go on.
So I had to research this bit because I knew that it had no mycorrhizal networks with other stuff. But I was just like, oh, I better just double check that. And so then I had to add ecto because it's got internal mycorrhiza, which has got some other name, which are like really tiny. It's got like a mycorrhizal network just inside itself, which doesn't communicate with anything else. But weirdly, so does ash. Also has that type of mycorrhiza. So it doesn't communicate with other stuff in the forest.
Doesn't play nicely with others.
Doesn't play nicely with others, and it won't bloody die.
Oh, see,
And it
I
needs
like
to die.
sycamore. I think it's got a
I
bad
like
rep.
sycamore too. I've just got I think it's got a bad press.
Yeah. Should we start the campaign for the what's it called when you're trying to bring back the reputation of a sycamore tree? We'll start that.
Yeah.
It needs
Well,
an acronym.
you've got your slogan tagline. It starts, can you ID this?
Okay, next one. Flower spikes and cones. Small possums drink my nectar. Clean bottles with me.
Oh, not the gimpy gimpy.
Not the gimpy
Not
gimpy.
Not the gimpy gimpy.
That sounds like a bottle brush.
Is it the bottle brush?
It is the bottle brush, and the
Brush.
fancy name is
Callistemon.
Oh,
Callistemon.
I was going to go for Banksia. Is that a different thing?
Yes, that's a different thing.
A different thing. Okay. There we go. Next one. Crunchy like a crab. Regional dialect names. Eat my old skin.
Fartsamonia.
Fartsamonia. Exactly.
Yes.
That could be
John.
part of it.
It's John, that one. John.
I did not know that they ate their old skins though until I did some research last night.
Yeah.
So
Do you know, do they
woodlice.
only eat their own skin? Would they eat someone else's skin? Not like another, would they eat another?
Can I check?
I
We are
don't
talking
know.
about woodlice, the Slater.
Woodlice.
Back to the
Slater,
questions.
Daddy Bakers, Chiggy Pigs, okay, last one. Eats heavy metals, hairy tube within a tube, lives 3,000 days. Eats heavy metals, hairy tube within a tube, lives 3,000 days.
Not a clue.
Worms.
Yeah,
Earthworms.
Yeah, earthworms.
Got
Got it.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
3,000
that-
days.
yeah,
It was the hairy bit that threw me. What was the hairy bit?
yeah. Hairy
Yeah.
tube within a tube.
That's how they get through the soil.
They move. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. There you go.
Lewis
Done.
is like, not sure about the hairy tube.
What I enjoyed most about that round was your faces. What the heck?
They were
Yeah.
really tricky. They were great. We
I thought they were
now
gonna
have
be-
more insight into your brain.
Yeah, I was wondering, did anybody buy you absinthe for Christmas this year?
Not even. No.
Oh, that's so
No, that's-
disappointing.
No, you're getting that gas leak fixed though, aren't you?
It took me a long time. I'm very proud of them. Yeah, they're
Oh,
going to go up in
amazing.
the new toilet extension in the woods on the wall. Just a little, food for thought as you're sitting there on the compost loo.
Yes.
Yeah,
Or something to mildly terrify you.
yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
So, John, do you have any questions? Any quizzes?
I've had a couple of bad days, so I haven't really had a chance to think about them. So at all. Well, not bad days, good days, because our daughter's been on and off with giving birth, and mum's not been good anyway. She's still in labour.
She's not giving birth yet. Ah.
Yes.
Been going on for a bit. I haven't really thought about it.
Well, in which case, John, I have a backup. Can I share my backup? And it could be on your behalf.
Go on then.
So I have several sentences where I've written a sentence that makes sense. I've then anagrammed one part of it. The sentence will still make sense, but hopefully when we see these sentences, we'll have a deeper understanding. So,
I don't even understand the question.
Can we see these things?
Yes.
Yes.
So, we all love to gather round the Cafe Prim, but Cafe Prim...
Campfire, yeah.
Campfire. Oh.
Anagrams, right?
All right.
Anagrams, up.
Chilled ones. Everybody's caffeine's hit them, right? The red wine's not come out yet. Okay, no one can resist chilling out in the Mom Shack. The Mom is M-O-M for this one. Mom Shack.
So it's an anagram of Mom Shack we're looking for.
Yeah, but it will still make sentence in the sentence. No one can resist chilling out in the
Hammocks.
Hammock.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
Or Mom Shack as the
name. Mom Shack. It requires a bit of skill to use a twinkling thief.
Whittling knife.
Whittling.
Yes.
Yeah, it's whittling knife.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most people bring their own pro software when coming to forest school. So pro software.
Waterproofs.
Yeah, it is waterproofs.
Ah.
And then last one, I wouldn't be surprised if you had very muddy
We don't really
yellow
have
bots.
waterproofs.
Yeah. Unfair on the Australian players. Waterproofs. They're the things that we wear all the time. It's that thing that looks like our outer skin.
And it doesn't fart. Well, it does fart sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does fart, yeah. Waterproofs do fart. So what was the last one again?
The last one, I wouldn't be surprised if you had very muddy yellow bots.
Yellow bots?
That could be literal. Yellow bots. Sometimes I've seen yellow bots that are very muddy.
Yeah.
It could be. It could be. It isn't. What was that, Jen?
Oh, yeah. So that would be welly boots.
It is welly boots.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Which is great because we don't have wellies here either.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, I apologise for my Eurocentrism.
Yeah.
No, thank you for that, Lewis.
Top round, like that one.
Top round.
Good. Right. Well, that's all that. How are we? Are we all feeling slightly knocked down in that we now know nothing other than that Gemma's got too much time?
Yeah.
Let's get back to work. When does the holiday end?
And something about farts, something about animals, and something about trees.
Yeah. That's kind of all the wildlife knowledge a person
But
needs.
mostly
Isn't it, really?
about
That's it.
We're going to
about
package this up.
fart.
This is the new forest school training courses. People just listen to this for an hour.
Yeah.
Everything they need to know.
Everything you need to know about wildlife and what not to wipe your bottom with in Australia. That for me is my biggest takeaway.
Yeah.
That's like
That was a good bit of learning.
Yeah. Gimpy leaves. I'm avoiding them from now on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Don't sting then.
Don't just sting.
Yeah.
Hairs that get embedded.
Oh.
I know, right? Yeah.
And you know what they do? The remedy at the hospital when you get there is painkillers, but they use sticky tape to take the hairs off.
No, that's not going to be nice, is it?
No.
Too vivid.
It sounds like John carries his own tape with him, so he'd probably be okay.
I was saying, John, about the last time we were in a quiz together and how it went.
Yeah, it got very sticky in the end.
It got very sticky in the end. Very sticky.
Well, guys, thank you very much for.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
I apologise for being in Australia.
Yeah, Australian. Although I think if your daughter's in the midst of giving birth,
Well,
you're kind of
yes,
allowed to be a little bit distracted, right?
Yeah.
Can be forgiven.
Yeah.
Well, guys, hopefully this will be the kickstart for a good 2021.
Yeah.
This is what we're going forwards with. Fart knowledge and a lot of other things in our head. Brilliant. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
If you like this podcast, and want to support more episodes, you can donate through Patreon. Visit patreon.com/Children of the Forest to show your support for the Forest School podcast.